Hi everyone, Salesforce Admin Training 42. Let's see today's agenda. We'll quickly go to the previous session overview and then we'll talk about the validation rules scenarios. And then today's new topic is record types. We will see record types, what are record types, why we use the record types, and how do I create a record type. We will see the use case of the record type and when should I not to use the record type. And then we will see about the another topic which is called as a reports and dashboards. Reports and dashboards we will see today. So these are the topic. If time permits, we will go for a reports and dashboard. Otherwise, we will see next time. Now, last class we were discussing about the validation rules. We have implemented a couple of validation rules on the object, right? So we know that validation rule is to validate the data, whatever is entered in the record, is that data is valid or not. In order to check that, we are going to create a validation rule. Now we have seen a couple of scenarios. Let's assume that whatever so far we have created a validation rule, that validation rule is going to apply for everyone. Like for example, I'm checking the condition. in Salesforce. Let's assume that account number I'm checking. So I'm checking here is blank. And then I'm checking account number. When any time if it is a account number is a blank, then I wanted to throw a validation error message. Now this error message is displayed for everyone. Now in Salesforce, we have a different users. And those users are assigned to the different profile. Now, for example, we wanted to give a excuses for one of the profile. Like when I say excuses, in case in future any problem is happening on the record level, there should be a one person who should have a complete access without a validation. One person should be able to do. That means I need to avoid throwing a validation error message for one person or one profile, right? In that case, how can we do that? So what I'm trying to do is I wanted to bypass in the sense, I wanted to remove the validation rule for one profile or for one user. So let's assume that here the profile is, let's take it as a system admin. Now apply this validation rule error message for everybody except the system admin. For system admin, do not throw any error message. Let them update it. Because sometimes if you go to the bank, right? When you go to the bank, either you are updating a record or somebody in bank is updating the record. What they will get a error message that they do not have a authority to update it or something error will come. So finally what they will do is they will go to the bank admin team or a bank development team. When they go to the admin team has the full access. They can able to update it. Without any error message. So how this is happening? Because we have excluded. I have in the validation rule, when I'm building the validation rule, I have mentioned there that if it is a profile, if user profile is system admin, then do not throw this error message. That means exclude the error message for the system admin. Apart from the system admin, you can do it for anybody. Apart from the system admin, you can do it for anybody. Now let's see how can I avoid this. Now I'll take a same example that we have created yesterday, validate account number. Validate account number. Now if I activate this, I'm activating it, click on a save. Right. So right now, if I go here to the object level, now if I go to the account level, in the account level, I have a field. Let's click on a details. Now let me remove the account number here. Now if I try to update it, what is happening? I'm a system admin. Who is this user? This user is April batch. April batch is the person who is having a profile, system administrator. So system admin also getting the error message. Now usually in the real time, what client will expect is that system admin should have a complete access to the org. They should not get any error. They should not get any error. Right, so they should be having a this type of a detail, this type of a yes. Any questions?
Anaya, headphone.
So they wanted to exclude the system admin. So this is real time scenario that they do not want in any project you do that. So client will always ask that can you remove this validation rule for the system admin? Now how can I remove the validation rule only for the system admin? Now in that case, what you can do is here we have a validation rule, comma, then I'll mention here insert, and then we have a name called profile. There is a $profile dot name. Insert. Now what you can do, this profile should be this validation rule only for other profiles who are except the system admin. So in that case, greater than less than, then mention here system admin. Greater than less than system admin. Now let me put this in the AND condition. Click on save. Right. Now if I go here, now I'm checking here condition is blank as well as the profile dot name not equal to system administrator. Whenever it is a not equal to, you need to add a less than and greater than. Now let me go here. Let's refresh. Detail section. And let me edit this. Now I'll remove the account number here. Click on save. What is happening? It is allowing me to save the record. I have a validation rule, which is an active validation, but I'm not getting any error if I try to save this record. I'm not getting any error if I save this record. So that means I have bypassed it for the, or I have excluded the user who belongs to the profile, which is a system administrator. The profile, where is the users are there for belongs to the profile, which is called as a system administrator. Those users will not receive any validation error. Any validation error, they will not receive it. Now, instead of giving the name, for example, you wanted to give the ID. You wanted to specify the ID. Now, in that case, click on here, edit. Now, instead of a profile name, let me remove this. Insert profile. We have a profile ID, insert it. Now, you need to specify equal to, this is the ID. save. Now let me go ahead and update the record. Click on this. Click on save. If I give the profile ID, no, it's not equal to, where is it? Edit. If I give a profile.id equal to, that is a different case. Now here I am going to give the less than and greater than. Click on a save. And then I'll go to here, click on a save button. Right, so which is not equal to, less than and greater than is nothing but not equal to ID. Now instead of hard coding here, what I wanted is, I wanted to refer the custom label. I wanted to refer a custom label in the validation rule. So what I can do is, I can search for here custom label, search for custom label. In the custom label, click on this custom labels, create a new custom label. Now let's say here profile name, profile ID. If you want a profile ID, otherwise profile name. I'm going to paste that ID here, click on a save. Now I have a custom label because every time rather than modifying the validation rule, now I have created the custom label and this label I wanted to refer here. That label I wanted to refer. Now here, instead of this, I'll remove the ID, hard-coded ID. From here, insert. Now we have a label. Inside the label, profile ID inserted. And then click on a save. Click on save. Now if I go here and if I try to update the account number and click on save, now it is allowing me to save the record. Though I have a validation rule is active. Now what Salesforce is going to cross verify here? First, whenever it is saving the record, whenever for example here we have a record. Now I am editing the record here. Right, so when I edit the record and I'm updating few details and then finally I'm clicking on a save button here. I'm clicking on save button. Whenever I click on a save button, first it will check on this particular object. Is there any validation rules are there? Is there any validation rule on this object? If there is a validation rule on this object, now it will check which field it is checking. What are the fields it is checking in the account level? Now it will check, okay, account number is the field. Now after that, what is the condition it is there? Is there anything checking profile label or any user level? It is checking anything record. Now it will check. Now if you have the record field here, profile dot name not equal to, if you have this kind of a system admin, for example, or if you are referring the label also. If you are referring the label also, assume that right now I'm hard coding here. Now what it is going to check, first of all, it is going to check which field it is. Now it will check that field in the account level. Now what is the condition? Is it or condition and condition? What is the function between these two? What is the condition? Now account number it is checking as well as it is checking the profile. When it is check the profile for this particular Salesforce, who is the user? And it will go to that particular user. Salesforce is going to go for that user. And in this user, we have a profile. There is a profile assigned to the user. It will check this profile. Now this profile, whatever the user level profile is there, this profile is this one, right? Is this profile is this one? If it is yes, if it is yes, then right, okay, then it is saying that if it is not equal to system admin, then only we will throw the validation error message. Now this both are matching. So then whenever we are saving it, simply allow without throwing in any error message because they are not qualified. The validation rule is not qualified because the system itself, user is a system admin, and the condition here it is mentioned that profile name not equal to system admin. Profile name not equal to system admin. Right, so that's how it is going to execute the logic. Now, in case if you want the user level, in case if you want at the user level, you do not want at the specific level, a profile level. If you want a user level, what you can do is insert. Here you have a user, and specify the name of the person. Specify the name of the user ID or a person. Now, user ID is, let's say, not equal to. This is the user ID 005 up to 3T. Now here I'm going to provide the user ID. Now you can place this ID in the custom label. You can refer that custom label also. Now click on save. Now what will happen? Now the restriction is at the user level. Before it was profile level. Now what it will happen if right now you have at the user level. Now it is going to check this user ID and this user ID both are same or not. If it is the same, then here it is mentioned that not equal to this particular user ID. That means bypass or do not execute the validation rule for this particular user. Simply allow saving the record without throwing any validation error message. Right, so that's how we are going to exclude the profile users, right? Now those are the options which we have it. Those are the options which we have. Now let's go to the another scenario. Now this is for the excluding the user level or a profile level. Now let's assume that I wanted to create a validation rule. I wanted to create a validation rule on opportunity. I wanted to create it on opportunity. In the opportunity, we have a field called amount. There is a field called amount. Let's go and check opportunity. In the opportunity, we have a field. Let's open this account detail section. Now here is the amount. Right, so opportunity, on the opportunity, when amount is, let's assume that whenever it is a less than 1,000, and also stage name, we have a stage name is either it is a prospecting or qualification or need analysis. Need analysis. Then in that case, I wanted to throw a validation message. Now, whenever we have a prospecting and qualification need analysis, then my amount should be greater than 1,000. That means here the condition is between the stage and the amount. If my stage is prospecting, then the amount should be, greater than, then the amount should be greater than 1,000. Then the amount should be greater than 1,000. Now let me go ahead here, click on the new. For example, I'm creating the new opportunity. The opportunity is for, let's assume that office space. Now here amount is, now I am giving it here 500 and flow state is 22 and here I'll say prospecting. Whenever I'm saving it, it should give me a warning message saying that your stage is a prospecting. Whenever the stage is either prospecting or if it is a, for example, if it is a need analysis or if it is a price quote. Whenever you have this pick list values, prospecting need analysis, and then price quote. Whenever you have this, then you make sure that then your amount should be greater than 1,000. Now let's see how can we check. Now here I'm checking the three fields value, three pick list values. Prospecting I'm checking, it should be prospecting, need analysis, let's say price quote. These are the three values I'm checking. Either of these three values, your amount should be greater than 1,000. Either of these pick list values, your amount should be greater than 1,000. Now let's go ahead and check that. Now before that, let's go to the object called opportunity. In the opportunity, go to the fields and relationship. Let's check the stage. Open this stage. Now in this, I have a stage called prospecting, need analysis, and price quote or price quote. So any of these values, it should be amount is should be greater than 1,000. Now let's go ahead and create a validation rule. Now here I'll mention verify amount. Verify amount. Now what are the things I need to check? One is I wanted to check on the opportunity amount field. Amount if it is a less than 1,000, right? And also I need to check the stage. Stage name, I wanted to check three pick list values. One is prospecting, I'm taking the API name here. And the second one is need analysis. And the third one is proposal price quote. Proposal price quote. What it should happen actually, this is first it has to check the condition. Now here it need to check the first condition. Is my stage equal to prospecting? Is my stage equal to prospecting? And also check the amount is my amount is less than 1,000. Is my amount is less than 1,000. Now if this condition is there, now here I am checking the amount stage equal to prospecting and the amount is less than 1,000. Then what I wanted to display error message. Here only one stage I am checking. Here I am checking only one stage. Right, only one stage, which is the prospecting. Here show the validation error message. In case if it is a amount is less than 1000, but my stage is not prospecting, it is a qualification. Then go to the else condition. Then go to the else condition. Now here also check. Here also check the another one. What I need to check here, I need to check is my stage is equal to qualification, or there is a need analysis. Need analysis. If stage equal to need analysis and the amount is less than 1000, then what should I need to happen? Then it should be throw a validation error message here. Throw a validation error message. Now these two conditions also not true. These two conditions is also not true. Then go down. And then display the another condition here. What is another condition that I have? Another condition is I have it stage equal to, if stage equal to, what is the other field? No, I have a proposal and price quote. If stage equal to proposal or a price quote, right? And then amount is less than 1000. Then again go to the validation error message. That means I need to check all these conditions. First condition is combination of these two, or else combination of these two, or else combination of these two. Now how many if else conditions I have? This is a if condition. This is if condition. If it is a true, or if it is a yes, right? If it is a true, then show this validation message. No, this is not the true. Then check another if condition. Now if this condition is true, then show the validation error message. Otherwise, no, it is not true. So no condition. Now another time you check another if condition here. If it is a true, then display the validation message. If it is an error, do not show. If it is a not, none of them are not qualified, then not show any error message, right? So these are the different if conditions I have. These are the different conditions I have. These are the different if conditions. If stage equal to prospecting, amount is less than 1000, then show the validation message. If this condition is false, then go to the another if condition. If this condition is false, go to the another if condition. Right? So we have a 3 if conditions. Now that means I can add a 3 if conditions. Here I can add a if logical test. If the value is this, execute this value. Right? Now how can I do that? If stage name is prospecting. If stage name is prospecting, that means I need to say here equal to prospecting. Then what should I need? I need to display an error message, either true or a false. Now here I'll say true, either false. Now like this, I need to add a multiple if conditions. Now, instead of adding a multiple if conditions, Salesforce has provided a function which is called as a case. Salesforce has provided a function called case. Now, what is this case? This is the basically if else. If the expression comparison equal to any value, the corresponding result is going to return. Now, whatever we have written here, if else, multiple if else I have written. Now, instead of this, what I can do is, instead of this, Instead of this, what I can do, I can go to the case. I can go to the case condition. What is the common point here? I have common point is stage. Common point is stage. Now I have a common here, stage name equal to prospecting, stage name equal to need analysis, stage name equal to proposal or a price quote. Now in that case, what I'll do is stage name is a common here. Every time I'm checking the stage name. Now stage names, now this is the field. In the stage name, what are the things that I'm checking? One is I'm checking the prospecting, and then if it is a true, then 1, right? And then again I'm checking one more condition here. I'm checking the qualification. 1 is nothing but here true, right? It is by default, it is going to take 1, which is a true. And then qualification or need analysis. That is a need analysis. Need analysis, comma, and below that I'm going to specify one more value which we are checking is proposal. Proposal slash price quote. Proposal slash price quote. If any of this value is, if stage name is any of this, then return true. Then return true. Or else simply take a 0. And whatever the output is there, that output should be equal to 1. Whatever this output is there, this output equal to 1. 1 equal to 1. That means true equal to true. 1 is nothing but true here. 0 is nothing but false. 0 is nothing but false. Now case, what I'm doing here, instead of writing a multiple if-else condition, Salesforce have provided which is called as a case condition. Now this you might have learned in your, during the studies, right, BTech or somewhere, in the BTech itself, you might have studied the case condition. There is a C language, in the C language also we have something. Right? So that's case which is similar to the whatever we have. Now here stage name equal to, if it is a prospecting, then true. If it is a need analysis, true. If it is a proposal or a price quote, true. Or else 0. Now what are the output of this case condition? Is it true equal to true? Right? In that case, what I can do, I wanted to display the error message along with the amount. Now here what I'm going to check, I'm going to check the case condition. Case stage name, comma. I'm going to specify here prospecting. In the prospecting, if it is a prospecting equal to true, comma. If it is a need analysis, true, comma. If it is a proposal or a price quote, true, or else, then simply I'll say 0. This is a false, equal to 1. Equal to 1. Now, right, so here it is ending, which is equal to now. Now what I am going to do is I am going to combine both the multiple conditions in the AND. This is one field condition, another one is I have a case. Case stage name equal to prospecting, then return true. If it is equal to stage name is equal to need analysis, then return true. If it stage name is equal to proposal or price quote, return true. If it is a 0, then otherwise display the 0 and it should be equal to 1. Check the syntax. No error, right? Now let's go ahead and show the error message. Amount should be greater than 1000. Greater than 1000. Now on the field level, I'm going to display the amount field. It is amount paid. Click on the save button. Click on save button. Now my validation rule is active. Right now I'll go to the opportunity. Now let's click on the any opportunity. Click on Dell opportunity. Details. Now for example, I'm going to this is print. Let me create a new one. Let's say here opportunity is office space. Now amount is, let's say, $800 and close date is, let's say, 30th. Stage name is, I'll say, need analysis. Need analysis and click on save. Now what it is saying that the amount should be greater than 1,000. Why it is the amount should be greater than 1,000? Because I have a stage is need analysis. Stage is need analysis, which is the second condition. Now if I say my opportunity, now here I'll say here stage name equal to price and code. Click on save. Click on save. Then it is prospecting is a 0. Need analysis is 0, but it has selected the price proposal price code. That means it is a true. Now true equal to true, then it is qualified the condition, then it says that the amount should be greater than 1,000 for these stage names. Now if I try to change this to the decision maker, click on save. Now it will allow me to save the record. Now it will allow me to save the record. So that's how we use the case switch condition. This is case condition. Now whenever you use the case condition, just it will give you the information when you click on this case. It says that expression value 1 and the result 1. Now this is the expression, right? Expression is either could be a field or it could be a complete expression. Now this is the value and this is the result. Value is prospecting, result is true. If the field value is need analysis, then return true. Right? Else result is this one. Checks an expression against a series of values. If the expression compares the equal to any value, the corresponding result is returned. If it is not equal to any of the value, then it will return the else condition. Whatever this else condition is there, it will return the else condition. Right? So for any questions? On the case or a profile level? Okay. Now let's take another scenario. Now another scenario is I have a stage. Now once the stage is closed, let's assume that once the stage is closed, lost. Let's say it is a lost. Once it is lost, click on save. Now this opportunity is lost. This opportunity is lost. Now they wanted to reopen the opportunity. When they want to reopen the opportunity, now it should only go to the prospecting stage. Now, right now, what is happening from the close lost, I can update to the need analysis. I can update to the need analysis. I can update to the need analysis. From the close lost, I can update to the need analysis. I can go to the again negotiation review. I can go to anywhere. That means there is no restriction. There is no restriction. Now I can again update it to the closed one, right? If I can update to the closed one. So there is a no proper flow. There is no proper flow. Usually whenever it is a closed, whenever it is a closed lost, assume that whenever it is a closed lost, And if I wanted to reopen the case, then what we should do is, it should have a proper flow. The stage, it should tell that, okay, from the prospecting, then go to the need analysis. Do not jump from the prospecting to the close lost or close won. Sometimes directly they will change prospecting to the close lost or close won. Right? Now prospect to, it should go to only need analysis. If my previous stage name is prospecting and new one is need analysis, then only go for it. Otherwise, do not jump to any other field. Do not jump to any other field. That means what we are doing here, we are restricting the stage name to go step by step. Go step by step. That means here I am saying that if your first value is prospect, then you should only go to the need analysis. You cannot go to the any other value. If your current value is a need analysis, then you should go to only decision maker. Only decision maker. You cannot go to the another values. If you are in the decision maker, only you should go to the proposal price code. Only you should go to the proposal price code. Right? So in that case only we are going to basically that means we are going to restrict the stage name through the validation rule. Now how can you restrict it? What is the functions you will use it in the validation rule? For example, the scenario is, now let me sort it this. Scenario is create a validation rule on the opportunity when stage is updated, when the stage name is updated from updated to need analysis updated to need analysis from the prospecting. That means if it is a stage name is updated to need analysis from prospecting, then it should work everything perfectly. Now, if it is updated to the need analysis from the different stage name, not the stage name. That means from, for example, from the, I have a different values here, price code. From price code, if I am updating it from the price code, then it should give me an error message. Throw an error message saying that you can update or you can modify the stage name to need analysis only from prospecting. Now, how you are going to update it this one? Right, multiple case functions, but along with the case function, what do you check? What is the condition? In the case we have it, in the case function you have case, condition, value, result. Right? What is the condition you are going to check?
Amount.
What is the condition you are going to check?
Stage name.
Pick list value, stage name. Now, what is the value? This is a condition. What is the value? Now, in the condition, you have a three parameters. In case you have a three parameters, condition, value, result, and then finally you have a else condition. That is different. Now, here it is a three parameters are there. Condition is you are saying the stage name. Then what should be the value?
Price code.
Sorry. What should be the value?
Prospecting.
I cannot hear you. What should be the value?
Prospecting.
Prospecting. Okay. No. What is the scenario here? What is
True
the
or false?
forget about the case function, whatever I have discussed so far. Okay. In generic, think in the different way. Create a validation rule on the opportunity when the stage name is updated to the need analysis from the price code. Then throw an error message. Forget about this. If you are in this, like there are so many functions are there. Now, how can you implement it? So whenever we are updating the need analysis pick list value from the price code, before the stage name is price code. Before the stage name is price code. Now from the price code, I'm moving back to the need analysis. If I click on a save, then it should give me error message saying that you cannot update the need analysis from the price code. From the price code, you cannot move back to the need analysis. That is the error message we should get it. In generic, what you will do? Forget about the case, but in generic, what you do? Yes, there is a kind of a where condition is nothing but now you need to check what is my previous value. If my previous value is a proposal and price code and my current value is a need analysis, then throw a error message. Now half of the solution I have given in my words only. How do you do that? You need to check the current value, you need to check the previous value.
Where and operator we can use, ma'am?
Then do we have a where condition here? Is there anywhere where condition? Prior value, that is the one. So prior value, why we use a prior value? There is a function called prior value. Returns the previous value for the field. Returns the previous value for the field. Now take this prior value. Prior value of the stage name. Stage name is, what are the prior value is there? That stage name, right? Now stage name is a text field or it is a stage name is a text field or is it a, what is the data type for this?
Pick list.
Pick list. Now how can I get the pick list value? In the validation rule, how can I get the pick list value?
Is pick list is pick value.
Is pick value of stage name, comma, I need to check my previous value, right? So here price code and Now, if I write like this, if I write is pick value stage name equal to proposal and price quote, what is this? This is the current value. But if I add here in front of the stage name, if I add a previous value, that means what I am going to check previous value of previous pick list field value is proposal. If this is the condition, and what else I need to check? I need to check the current one also. I need to check the current one. Now, what should be the current one? Current one, let's go ahead and check here is pick value of current value. In order to check this, now here is pick value stage name equal to need analysis. Stage name equal to need analysis. This is my previous value. This is my current value. If my previous value is this and if my current value is this, then throw an error message. Throw an error message. Throw an error message. This is my previous and this is my current. Throw an error message. Now this is the condition we need to put it. This is the condition we need to add. Any questions? Here I am checking the previous value. Here I am checking the current value. Okay. Now I'll ask you the question. Now the question here is, now right now we are checking only from specific field. Whatever the previous value is their price code to the need analysis. I'm checking the previous value is price code and the current value is need analysis. Now what I wanted to check is my previous value apart from this, apart from prospecting any of the value. That means either I'm changing from here to here, or if I'm changing here to here, or if I'm changing here to here, or if I'm changing here to here, or close loss to here. Apart from the prospecting to the need analysis, is my previous value is not any of this, then it should throw an error message. Now, right now, what I'm checking only one condition, which is a previous value is price code and the current value is need analysis, then throw an error message. Now, I wanted to check any of this, right? Is my previous value of any of this, right? So, we have a need analysis and price code. So many are there. So many values are there. Now here, right now I'm checking is my previous value is this and my current value is this, then throw a validation message. Now what I want is, if any of these are my previous value, any of these are my previous value, and if you are changing either from here to here or here to here or here to here or here to here or here to here, if my previous value is any of this, then throw an error message. How can you implement? Pick list count, probably field we can use and try. What field you will use it? If my previous value is any of these value, then throw an error message. How can you implement? think in other direction. The question that I am asking in the think in other direction. This is how the real-time scenarios are. Case, okay, you write the case, but what you will do? Previous value, okay. But how do you write it? Now you have these many options are there. If my previous value is any of this, then throw a validation message. Contains, how do you write the contains in the validation rule? Now let's go to the validation rule. Do we have a function called contains? Contains text and compare the text. Right, so you will write contains the stage name, text and compare the value. So that means you have to write the multiple contents. Okay, that is one way. That means you have to write for everything you have to contains equal to this, contains equal to this, contains equal to this, contains equal to this, contains equal to this. Fine. Okay. How about tomorrow one more field is gets added? Tomorrow one more field value gets added. Then you need to modify here. Like this, how many contents you will add it? Contains is works. There is a possibility for the contents, right? There is a possibility is there. Apart from the contents, is there any other easiest way? Case field. Now, case field is what it is basically, it is ID. Right, I'll discuss this ID with you. So basically ID is if you want to convert the 15-digit ID to 18-digit. What is this 15-digit? What is this 18-digit? 15-digit is basically, now here on top you have a ID, right? Now this is the ID. This is the ID. Now this is the 18-digit. Now how many are there? You have a 18-digit. You have a 18-digit. This is now in the classic. In the classic, if you switch to the classic, if you switch to the classic and open the record and get the ID from on top, get the ID from top. Now here, if you go here, how many are there? This is the 15-digit. Sometimes from the external system, we receive only 15-digit ID. In case if you want to convert this 15-digit ID to the 18-digit ID, then what we will do is we will use a case feed. We will use it case feed. We will use the case feed. Cases a feed. This is what we use it in order to convert the 18-digit to, in order to convert the 15-digit to 18-digit, we use the case field. We use the case field. But here my question is for the pick list, I wanted to do this. I wanted to check is there any of this one are there. Now simple terminology here. I'm saying here any of these previous values, then throw an error message. Now what is left? Need analysis is left, prospecting is left. Need analysis is the one current value. Now that means if I say like this, if I say now here I'll check, I'll take the same thing. Okay. Now is my previous value, what are the previous value is there, right? If my previous value is prospecting, now here what is this? If my previous value is prospecting, correct value is need analysis. Now if I say here not, what will happen? If it is not, the previous value is not prospecting, that means it could be anything. It could be decision maker, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this, it could be. Right? If it, my previous value is not prospecting, then throw an error message. If my previous value is not prospecting and the current value is need analysis, throw error message. Clear? Now, let's move on. So we have seen different data types. There are few data types in the Salesforce which are related to the zip code, postal code, right? We have something called PAN number. If you go to the position object, in the position object, we have a field called, I guess there is a field called, where is it? Do we have it here? No, it is not there. In which object do we have it? In the students or recruiter? Candidates, I guess. Let's go to the candidates. And the candidates also not there. We have created a passport number, some details we have created it. You guys remember that? I think it was in the position. Passport required travel. Okay. So let me create a one field. Edit object. In the position object, I am creating the one field which is called as a PAN number. Which is called as a PAN number. Create a field. Click on this new. Now here I'll take a text field because PAN number has a alphabet as well as the number. PAN number. Click on here. How much is the PAN number? How much is the PAN number? 10 digits. Now click on this next. Click on the next. Click on save. Now we have created a PAN number field. Let me update in the page layout. Custom position layout. Now let me go down. Where is the PAN number? Okay, here is the PAN number. PAN number, I'll place it on bottom. Click on save. Perfect, let's refresh. Now, whenever the new position is created, actually it should be on the candidate object. Go to the candidate object. I'm going to create a one more field in the candidate object. So whenever they are applying for the position, the PAN number is important. For example, if you are applying the job for example, you are sending a resume to the Dell company, or you are applying a job. So whenever you are applying a job, they will ask you your PAN number. They will ask you your PAN number. Because the data will be inserted in the company. Now I'm creating the PAN number in the candidate. Now let's assume that candidate is applying for a job. Whenever they apply for a job, the PAN number is important. Now PAN number I have created here is for the text field. I have created text field. That means usually the PAN number has to be starts with the alphabet, and in between we have a number, and then it ends with alphabet, right? So for example, it has it. So this is some number. Right click on see. Now this is how your details will be there. So ideally, where is it? Let's refresh. Okay, it's taking time. Now here, whenever you are entering the PAN number, whenever you are entering the PAN number is having a certain format. Right, 7878E. This is the format. Now, what is the format here? Format is first 5 digits. First 5 digits has to be alpha. First 5 digits has to be alpha. And then we have a next 4 digit has to be a number. And after that, next 4 digit has to be a number. After that, we have a 1 alpha. 1 alpha is there. Now this is the format. That means 5 alpha, 5 alphabetics, 4 numbers, and 1 alphabet. Right? So 1 alphabetics. So this is the format of the PAN number. Now if suddenly, if user is typing here, like this they are typing, right? Which is incorrect. Because this PAN number is the format which is given by the government. Which is given by the government. Could be a PAN number or could be a Aadhaar number, right? Or if you are in Dubai, there is a Emirates ID, right? So there are some, if it is you are in US, then it is a social security number. These numbers are provided by the government, right? There is some specific meaning for each one of them, right? They will be formatting in different ways, right? Aadhaar number is in a different format. PAN number is a different format. Emirates ID is a different format. SSN is a different format. So we all should be following that format. Now, similarly, whenever the user is entering the PAN number here, they have to make sure that they are entering the right details. They are entering the right information. They cannot enter whatever they want. Now let me switch to the classic here. The data is not updating. Now let's go here, candidate. Now here, I'll say here, the value is whatever I have entered. Now I'm going to enter his details. Click on save. Right, so this is the proper format. If suddenly user is by mistakenly they did it here, which is called as the F. It's supposed to be a 4 number, but it is showing as a 3 number, and click on save. System is not going to verify anything that. Now, how can I verify that whether the user is entering in the right format or not? How can I verify the user is entering in the right format or not? Now, in the validation rules, the Salesforce has given one functionality which is called as a regex. There is a function which is called as a regex function. Now, if you go to the click on a new, and here you will see one of the function which is called as a regex function. Regex is basically text. It is expecting two parameters, text and what is the regex text. Now we will see with the example. It returns you true if the text matches the regular expressions of the regex. Regular expressions of the regex. Whatever the regular expression is there, if it is matching with the regular expression, then it is going to return true. Here regex is nothing but a regex is nothing but a regular expression. Regular expression. This is a regular expression where it has a standard pattern. That follows by whatever the government is provided. It follows that pattern. It has a certain pattern. What is that certain pattern? 5 is a alpha, right? And 4 is a numeric, and 1 is alpha. This is for the PAN number. It follows certain pattern. So in order to maintain that pattern, Salesforce has given here a regex. Now, how can we make sure that this is fine? Regex function, we can use it. But inside the regex function, now we have it two parameters, field name, regular expression. Field name and the regular expression. Now here, within the regex, Salesforce has provided some wild character. Now, what is this wild character? Now, it is wild character. Now, wild characters is nothing but kind of a special characters. It is kind of a wild character is nothing but a special characters. Special characters. Wild card is nothing but a special characters. It kind of is some kind of a symbol. Now, what are these special characters in the regex that we have to give? Wild characters are just you have a square bracket, open square and close square bracket. Open square and close square bracket. It represents the group of characters. There is nothing is inside. It just represents the group of characters. Wild characters we have to always write inside the square brackets. You have to write inside the square brackets. If there is nothing in the square brackets, it represents the group of the character. It represents the group of the characters. Now, in case if you are specifying within the square bracket, you are specifying some alphabet like a SPR. What it means, it represents the words which has been prepared by using the specified character. Now, what are the character you have mentioned here? Any of these characters matching with the word. like a Swapna IT. Swapna IT. Is S is there in that word? Yes, S is there. Is P is there in that word? Yes, P is there. Right? Any of the character which is matched with that specific word. Similarly, you have it. This is you are checking here S, P or some letters only you are checking. Now it is basically if your name is the Sushma. Okay. Now you wanted to check in this Sushma, do I have a H letter is there or not in this Sushma? Right? How can I check? Now you have a different ways to check it. So whether this letter is there or not. Similarly, along with this, you wanted to check is the A letter is there or not. Now similarly, you wanted to check is the U letter is there or not. U letter is there or not. Now here what you are doing is specific letters you are checking inside the word. Inside the word you are checking the specific letter. You are checking specific letter inside the word. Now let's assume that instead of checking the letter, check everything from starting to end. Check everything that in this Sushma. Now here assume that 1, 2, 6, 8, 6, 8, 7, 6 Sushma is there. Okay. Now in this entire word, right, you wanted to check is all the small letters between the A to Z is anything is there in this word or not. Now in case if you wanted to check, then you have to specify the square bracket small a hyphen p. It represents the word which has been prepared by using the specified character, which is a small character, small letter, small a to small p. Similarly, we have a capital A to capital Z or capital A to capital R. That means it represents a word which has been prepared by using the character that exists in between the capital A to capital R. You wanted to check there is a word. In that word, is there any letter falling in between the capital A to capital P? Then what you can do is you can specify here square bracket capital A hyphen capital P. Now in between what are the letters are there? All those letters it is going to check in the word. What are the word we have written? It is going to check. Similarly, you wanted to verify the numbers. You wanted to verify the number. Now 0 to 9. 0 to 9 in between this. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These many numbers are there in between 0 to 9. Is there any number exist within the word? Is there any number exist within the word? Now similarly, you just wanted to check the number, curly braces number. It represents the number of characters to be allowed in the word. Now here you need to specify here how many numbers needs to be specified. Now if I say here curly bracket 1, now if I say here curly bracket 1, that means one number should be allowed. 1, now if I say here 1, 0 to 9, 1, 0 to 9. This curly bracket, this one represents is how many number of characters do you wanted to allow in this word? How many number of characters should be allowed in this word? Now I have a word called PAN number is a word. Now ALPP. Now this is there. Now here I need to allow the number of characters here. How many characters are there? Numbers 4. So it should allow only 4, that also between the 0 to 9. 0 to 9 you take anything. So basically whatever you are writing in the curly braces, it will represent the how many number of characters should be allowed in the word. How many number of characters should be allowed in the word. Now let me show you with the example. Now I have a PAN number. This is the PAN number. Now what I'm saying here, the PAN number. PAN number should be a 5 alphabet. 5 alphabet, 4 numbers and 1 character. That means, now I am saying here, first of all, this 5 should be a capital letter or could be a small letters. Could be a small letters. Now that means here I'll take A to Z. Between capital letter A to Z, any letter could be there. Also between the small a to small z, any letter could be there, but it should accept only 5 digits. Only 5 digits. 5 digits of could be any small letters or could be any capital letters. Now, for example, here I have written the small l, right? Whether it is a capital or small, it is okay that I can allow. Case sensitive can be allowed. And next I have a 4 digits of number. 4 digits of number. That means I need to say here 0 to 9. 0 to 9. Only allow the 4 digits. Only allow the 4 digits. And after that I have a one alphabet. This alphabet could be a small letter. This alphabet could be a capital letter. Now what I can say here in the square brackets, I'll mention capital A to Z could be any letter, from a small a to z could be any letter. Could be any letter, and it has to be only one letter. It has to be only one letter. Right, so this is how you are going to cross verify. This is how you are going to cross verify. Now let me show you this. Let me copy this. Now we are going to validate the regex. We are going to validate the regex. I'll say here regex insert. Now what is the text field I am going to check? Text field I am going to check is PAN number. Insert the field candidates, PAN number, insert, that is a text. Now comma, I am going to specify the reject text is, this is the reject text. Right, check the syntax. Now what it is giving? A to Z. Right, it could be A to Z. Small letters or a capital letter. Now this is dash. Now why it is saying that A to Z? It's a capital A and small z. It's a capital A and small z. Right, so I have created. Now let me give here regex. Let's go and see the help. Where is the regex? Regex. Now click on the help on the functionality. Now in case if you have any confusion, go to the help on the functionality. Okay, so this is the functionality here. We are checking this. It has to be in the double quotes. It has to be inside the double quotes. So click on here. It has to be inside the double quotes. Click on check syntax. And there is no error. There is no error. Now let's say here, validate the PAN number. Validate PAN number. Now the error message I'm going to specify is, please validate the, please enter valid PAN number. Valid PAN number. Now if they are not entering any of this format, right? If they are not entering any of this format, then they have to make sure that they should be entering this format. They should be entering in this format. Right, now click on this field level, show the error on the PAN number, click on save. Now, if it is not this validation, then only it should show. Now, if it is this is the PAN number and this is the format should be followed. If any of the person is not following this format, then it should throw an error message. It has to be not. Now let's go ahead and edit the PAN number. Now let's say click on save. It says that please enter the valid number. Why it is screen? Because here it has to be 4 digits. Click on save. Now it is going to please enter the valid email. Valid PAN number. Now what I am expecting here, I am expecting it has to be in the single quote. Click on save. Right, so I'm expecting here PAN number A to Z, capital or small, which is a 5 digits, and then 0 to 9 any letter, which is a 4 characters, and also capital A to Z, small a to Z, which is a 1 characters. Now let's go ahead and see. Now why it is not accepting this? Why it is not accepting? That's fine, smaller case, capital case, that should be fine. Now if I add it smaller. Now let's say here smaller, I'll add the smaller, click on save. Still it is saying that you have a value. Now let's take this. Right, so PAN number, check the syntax, click on save. Now let's go ahead and save this. Now it is allowable. Okay, so the reason is there is some space which I have added there, so that was causing the problem. Now in order to make the meaningful error message, I'll say that please enter the valid PAN number, which is a 5 alphabet and 4 numbers and 1 alphabet. Click on save. Now I'm going to edit this again. Now I'll say everything is a capital. All 5 characters are capital. Click on save. Everything is allowed. But in case if I say here instead of 5 capital, now here I'm going to add 1 number. Click on save. Now what it says, please enter the valid PAN number, 5 alphabet, 4 number, 1 alphabet. Now how about if I add a special character here? I'm going to add a special character. Now even it is saying the same issue. Right, so I need to add some alphabetical number into the 5. This is exactly the same thing. Right, so it has to be in the single quote. In the single quote, make sure there is no space between these two. Any of this does not have a space. And capital A to Z, small a to Z, anything they can enter. It need not to be that it should have a small letter or capital. Any of this should be qualified in the 5. And similarly, 4 letters of the 0 to 9 and 1 letter of anything capital or small letter. Anything of capital and small letter. Now, similarly, you can implement this for the SSN number. Similarly, you can implement for the SSN number, Aadhaar number. Okay, so take a homework. homework is create a validation rule. Before that, on candidate object, create a Aadhaar card number. Create a new field, which is a Aadhaar card number. Aadhaar card number, and it has to be a text. Data type is text. Now, create a validation rule to validate the Aadhaar card number in certain pattern. Right? So this is the homework. In case if they have not entered in the formatted pattern, then throw an error message. In case if user is not entered in certain format, then throw a validation, then show the validation error message. Then show the validation error message. Here, now we have another one which is a IP address. How can you validate this IP address? Usually our IP addresses, which will be like a 0.0.0.0 from here to till 255.255.255, or right, it can go to up to 4 digits. Right, how you are going to write the regex for this? How you are going to write the regex for this? Aadhaar card format, you guys know, right? What is the Aadhaar card format? Do you guys have a Aadhaar card?
All numerics only.
What is the number it is on that?
Some starting code is there.
12 digits?
Yes, ma'am.
So if it is a 12 digits, usually how you have to enter is, you need to show X hyphen
Yes.
This is a format. Or you can say just number added. Now here you are taking the text, right? So it should simply say that all the 12 digits has to be number, or else if you want a certain format, they should be entering. Here it should be hyphen. In between this, it should be hyphen. Right? So you want in this format 12 digits only, but in between you have a hyphen. In between you have a hyphen here. Right? Similarly, we have a phone number. Right? Create another validation rule for the phone number. On the account, we have another homework. Create a validation rule on the account object to validate the phone number. Now, phone number is 10 digits, caller number, but they have to enter in a certain format. They have to enter in the certain format. What is that certain format? Now they have to enter the pin, the code, right? So there is a different formats are there. For example, they have to enter only in the format of whatever the initial number in the bracket, and then some number here hyphen. Then this is the allowed format. This is the allowed format, right? So 10-digit format. At whatever the number is there. So for example, your number is this is a 10-digit, right? This is a 10-digit. Now how it should allow only in the format of 945 space 434 hyphen 5234. This is the format it should allow. This is the format it should allow. Now how you guys are going to check that, whether the hyphen, dot, whatever is there, how you are going to check it? There is a hyphen, is there, special characters are there, right? So these are try this. If it not possible, we will see tomorrow. But I want you guys to try it. Now we have a different kind of a regex are there. Now here we have a special character dot. Now here I have a hyphen. In the other code also I have a hyphen. And I have a bracket, right? And it should be allowed only the X. It should not allow any other alphabet here. It should not allow any other alphabet. Now how you guys are going to try this? Any clue? Yes, you can get the examples in the help, so you can see that.
Ma'am, the field count takes special characters also, ma'am.
Field count.
If I mention size the field, like
Mm,
for phone number, if I give 10, it should contain only 10 digits, na, ma'am, for phone number. if I use hyphens,
Mhm.
will it take count of it, ma'am?
No, it will not take.
Oh.
Count of only the one which you have mentioned. Whatever you have mentioned here, only that is going to take it as a count. Only that is taken as a count. Now let me show you for the number. Let's say that for the number, whatever we have the number, phone number. Now this is in the format of this one. This is in the format of this one. Now let's go to the object which is called as a account. And go to the validation rule. And create a new validation rule. Now here I am going to say validate the phone number. Validate phone number. Now, first of all, I need to use the regex. For which one I wanted to check? I wanted to check for the phone. So in the account, I need to check the phone, insert the phone. And what should be the regex? Now in this case, I know that I need to enter the 10 digits, which I am aware. I know that it has to be entered 10 digit, but it has to be entered the 10 digit, but this 10 digit has to be in the format, different format. What is the format I'm going to allow? The format which I'm going to allow is now here 3 digits and then in the bracket 3 digits, then I'm going to allow 3 digits here. Then finally I'm going to allow the 4 digits of number. So total 10 digits. This is how I wanted to allow there. This is how I wanted to allow. Now here, one of the simplest way is to check all the special characters is what we have to do is there is in the regex we have something called regex. We have something called this number of digits. I'm not going to change it. This is as it is. This is as it is. Whatever I have it, I'm going to take the same thing. I'm going to take the same thing. But in order to check the special characters or whatever is there, so what we have to is use is /d star. I'm just going to add right now and show you that how it is going to add. Okay, I just added the /d star question mark. /d star question mark. And then within the bracket, within the bracket, I'm going to add one more /d and then /d star question mark. Now what is this? What is this and how we are going to do this? Do we have any clue here? Let me show you. First execute this and let me display the error message. Now click on this. Now let's say that enter phone number. Enter the phone number in the format of 3 digits and then 3 digits hyphen 4 digits. On the field level I'm going to show that on the phone. We have a phone. Click on save. Click on save. Right, so now this is exit. Let me execute this. Let's go to the account. In the account, let's go to the account. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to update the account. The phone number I'm going to update it. and simply enter some number here. Click on save. It is allowed. Welcome. Object manager. I will not save that. This is on the account validation role. Write phone number. Click on edit. Let's say it's in double quotes. Click on check syntax. Now click on the save. Now let's go ahead and account. Click on the edit button. Click on save. See, it is 3 digits and then 4 digits, total 9, but it should give me error. Right, saying here, click on this edit. I'm going to remove this. Click on save. Account. Click on the save button. Still it is allowing it. Okay. Now, here /d is nothing but. Now let me remove this question mark and this. Let me add only the /d. Click on save. So let go here, phone, let me update again. Click on save. Still it is allowing. Save. What is happening here? Click on save. Still it is allowing. We have mentioned the 10-digit character and then /thing. Should be a single slash. Has to be double slash. Okay, we will see that tomorrow. Now I need to see why it is giving that error. First of all, it is not validating it at all. I'm writing on the account object, same mark. This is the same mark account object. It's not even hitting the error. Okay, so we will see that later. I need to check why it is happening. Even 2 digits also it is allowing. Okay, so let me check directly 0 to 9 instead of /d. Click on save. Even 0 to 9, something is wrong here, account on the phone number. Even it is not allowing me to enter the 0 to 9 digits.
Ma'am, we have not used the not, right? So we have to use not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, so now we are going to get the error. Click on edit. Now let's save this. Right, so now we are going to get the error. Okay, so now let me go ahead and check that. But anyway, we will see that tomorrow. So if it is not the 10 digit, then it should throw an error message. Now whatever I was talking about the hyphen and the dot, we will see that tomorrow. Okay, how to cross verify the dot and question mark if there is any other symbols in between the number. If there is any other symbols. Now here I have a hyphen, here I have a bracket, right here I have a dot. Now how to cross verify this details in the phone number in the validation rule, we will see tomorrow. Tomorrow is the development, probably next time we are going to see this. Okay, Gayatri, we'll see that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.